Today is Wednesday, November the 4th. It is morning in Los Angeles and it's morning in America. I am your host, KC Phoenix, and this is my morning political thought. No side news stories today because you already know. I mean, everything that's going on right now. I know people are like, what on earth? Yeah, I already knew this would happen. But also, so far, everything, I've been mostly right because I said I have a feeling President Trump will not need Pennsylvania. And if we go by the states that are in limbo, North Carolina, Georgia, Michigan, Wisconsin, he doesn't need Pennsylvania. However, now in Michigan, they're suddenly finding votes for Joe Biden and so on and so forth. But I'm not worried about any of this. I'm really not. And I'll go ahead and tell you what was on my mind. And because I told you, regardless of whether I was right or whether I was wrong, I would tell you what was on my mind. New York was on my mind for like the past 4 days. And let me check something right quick. I'm going to have to do it through DuckDuckGo because I don't trust Google. I really, really don't. So, let me see. New York State. State votes. I just want to check something. Right now, let me see what comes up. Because I'm looking for the current where they're at. Because as soon as New York closed, within less than 1% reporting, they called it for Biden. And yes, we know that New York is a solidly blue state. However, it's still, and I'm looking at this right now. Okay, so why did this thing, I hate freaking commercials. Okay, so I'm looking at this right now. It's 84% of expected vote reporting. President Trump is at 40%. Joe Biden is at 58%. They called New York for Joe Biden. But I don't know why New York has been on my mind. And it's just weird. And it's at 84%, 18 points ahead. By that logic, you could say that, but that would be the same logic with Pennsylvania, where President Trump, I think, is 16 or 13 or 16 points ahead of Pennsylvania right now. And it was 76% reporting. So it's kind of like, okay, well, if they called this for Biden in New York, why not call Pennsylvania for Trump? And also, did anybody notice, or was it just me, that they didn't call Texas until later? I'm like, it's Texas. Why are we playing games with this? And then with Florida, they begrudgingly called Florida for President Trump. They begrudgingly did it. They waited for hours on hours when everyone on the ground was saying Joe Biden was not performing in Miami-Dade County as well as he was expected to perform. And that is because a lot of Latinos in Miami-Dade County voted for President Trump, which, again, as I said in my previous episode, I said minorities will put President Trump in office again. Also, for Georgia, the President Trump has been ahead there. The reason he has been ahead there is because black people were voting for Trump, or they were just not voting for anybody. They weren't enthused. So, but New York is still on my mind. And I know what these numbers are saying. And I told you, right or wrong, I tell you what I was thinking and what was on my mind. New York was on my mind. And if you look at the map of New York, which I'm at ABC7ny.com, and they're showing the election results. This thing is pretty much red. Obviously, you have NYC, which is millions and millions of people, but there's still other people outside of NYC. Most of this map of New York is pretty much red. And we're still missing county results. Erie County in New York, 44% expected reporting President Trump is ahead there. So that county is going to turn red. What's this? Yeah, President Trump in all of these counties outside of New York City. And even in New York City, hold on. I'm coming down to it. Kings County, Suffolk, Richmond County. Where am I at? Queens County. Okay. Yeah, Westchester. President Trump did 35%. Let's see what this is. Columbia County, it was like 51-47 with that one. And that's with 80% reporting. So that could change. I don't know why New York is on my mind. And I can't explain it. I don't know why. But it just is. So anyways, 84% of expected reporting. So Joe Biden is at 4,122,733. President Trump is at 2,867,860. And like I said, they've already called it for him, but New York is what was on my mind for the past few days. And I'm curious how it's going to shake out with New York over the next few days, because I'm just curious where the final votes will land at. I really want to know that. But as for the current situation, I was right when I said yesterday, I had a feeling that President Trump will not need Pennsylvania. And if you go by the states that are in limbo right now, President Trump was winning those states. And then all of a sudden, Pennsylvania included, they're like, well, let's just stop counting. Okay. Riddle me this. A presidential election happens once every 4 years. You have one job. You can't have backup counters. If you felt that, oh, well, the people are going to get fatigued. Okay, this is where logistics comes into play. You have Group A, who are your first line of defense counters. Once we hit a certain time, I'll just say 11 p.m. Oh, they're fatigued. They need a break. All right, Group B, you're up. Time to go. Okay, they can count for a few hours. Group C, you're up. Time to go. They can count for and rotate and rotate and rotate and rotate. But that's common sense. And like my god sister says, common sense isn't always common. So it's just interesting when they're like, oh, well, we're going to stop counting. We'll start back counting later. They stopped counting because President Trump was winning. When they stopped counting in Pennsylvania last night, President Trump was ahead by about, 700,000 votes in Pennsylvania. So, and he was ahead in Wisconsin as well. Actually, he's performing better in these states than he did last time in the Rust Belt. So, why did we stop counting? Why did we stop counting? I was watching The War Room, and the guy his Twitter handle, I believe, is the People's Pundit or whatever. And he's really good at crunching numbers. He got the 2016 election correct. And he called Florida correctly. And actually he tweeted, he said, see, I was right. He called Florida on that. And with his polling is totally different from what the traditional pollsters do. And when he was breaking everything down county by county, he was saying with like North Carolina, mathematically, it is impossible for Joe Biden to win on a mathematical. It just isn't there. So why not call North Carolina? And then when he was going through Wisconsin, he was saying that President Trump is performing better than he did last time. When he was going through Michigan, he said President Trump is performing better than he did last time. When he was going through Pennsylvania, he said President Trump was performing better than he did last time. So, I hope my premonition is still correct that President Trump will win for a reason that he doesn't even know about and that most people won't know about. And this is going to play out. But as things are playing out, these games, these shenanigans, just know that we all see the shenanigans. We all see the games. And that's why I'm saying, let the games begin. But I was right. So, hey, kudos to me that I had a feeling President Trump was not going to need Pennsylvania. But I was thinking New York. But my spidey sense was still correct. So, yeah, I'm happy about that. As for this situation, I don't have any faith in the Supreme Court, regardless of who's on it. I mean, if he gets the win, yeah, but I just feel like there's something else at play. And I could be wrong, because I'm not right 100% of the time. I'm right more times than not, but I'm not right 100% of the time. So we're going to see how this shakes out. I will not be doing, hour by hour, because I don't do that on this show. But I will tell you this. I look forward to as long as I see another day, and I'm thankful for seeing today as well. I look forward to bringing more news in the morning, in my morning political thought, on the games that will ensue. And that's what it is right now, is games. That's all it is. It's games. So that's all I have. And if you want good coverage with the details of counties and stuff, follow Steve Bannon's War Room. Because that poster, like I said, I believe his Twitter handle is The People's Pundit. Check him out. He has been breaking down, and he gives very detailed information on the votes. And when it comes to having a conversation with people, it helps to know the details. So, yeah, thepurpleelephantshow.com, main podcasting platform. The Purple Elephant Show on Parler, on Instagram, facebook.com, The Purple Elephant Show. If you are on Twitter, who's been messing with the president's tweets, but that was no surprise, at RealTPES. And if you are watching this on BitChute, YouTube, or Dailymotion, don't forget to hit the subscribe button followed by the notification bell for YouTube. Thank you again to everyone who's been supporting the show. I really appreciate it. Until next time, be blessed.